Hi, this is Steve Livingston. I'm here with you today. I'm going to introduce to everybody the 2023 Polaris TITAN S4 Adventure. I've also named it the Snow Boss. The field of groomers has narrowed a little bit, so there's not a lot out there, so I felt it was my duty to come up with something again. So here it is. This is the new TITAN. It's got the Arrowhead 4x9/6 drag behind it. It's called an Ultra Mini. And it's got the new kit that Clint at Arrowhead has just put on it. It's self-contained, has the electrical of a hydraulic pump, battery, everything is all self-contained inside the box right here. So that control just pops right off. I made a little mount for this control right here. So this pops right off. You can take it around the back, on the side. If you want to run it, you can just to get a close-up of that, you just switch this over for front, rear, and then that's how good it works. You can see that right there. No more waiting. Flick it onto rear, lifts up, down. We're gonna make it so it lifts up a little bit higher. Got to move the mount back a little bit. So this is a brand new unit. I got a few more things I have to do to it, but it should be a pretty perfect unit when it's all done. Just made the Hitch. I would love for Polaris to take this over. I'll happily give them that if they want. They can sell these to all the dealers. So just a little bit about the sled. This sled has the Razor engine in it. It's a twin cylinder, made in the United States, made in Wisconsin. 100 horsepower, and it's ample power for this. It has high and low range and reverse, all with shifter. Shifts really, really easy. I've been using it for the past 2 weeks. It's got plenty of power. It's not a fast snowmobile. I mean, wide open and high range, I think it's going to go about 60 miles an hour, but the low range is absolutely perfect for grooming trails. So it's got a good big windshield, comes with mirrors. This is new, and this kind of sets it apart from things that we've had in the past, but it's got an electric throttle. There's no throttle cable, so it's effortless throttle pull. Again, it's really warm to ride. I mean, that's nice because most of the time when you're grooming, it's at night, and it's damn cold, and you're not generating a lot of heat grooming trails. But anyways, there's a few more things I'm gonna do to it to make it perfect. It needs a little more ski pressure, so I'm gonna put my boost front end on it, so it's gonna be wider, and Polaris has already gone ahead and put the RMK skis on it, which I'm gonna do that too. That'll give them a taller keel, and then I think it'll be as good as it possibly can be. And I'm pretty happy with the way this works, and I've built quite a few different things over the years. This one's really exceptional. So I'm still waiting for my bumper. It has the winch mount, that hasn't come in yet. Polaris doesn't want to take the reins with this. I'll make all the stuff myself and give them to the dealers. Whoever wants to sell these, sell them the parts myself. But I'd a lot rather have Polaris do it. So I'm still gonna make a tower for it unless they do it. The tower's nice to have to shine back when you're grooming at night. But I had to make some changes to the rear suspension. As you can see, all the weight of this drag is on the back of the sled, and it's not sagging at all. It doesn't, even when I get on it, it doesn't drop. So that's what's key to grooming, is being for the sled to be able to carry the weight of the drag. So if you take a closer look under there, I went ahead and put another brand. I won't name the brand, but I put another brand of springs on it just because Polaris's springs have a little S in them, and it blocked the path for me to put these overload springs in there, and it really needed those overload springs. So the way that's set up right now, it works perfect. It doesn't need anything else. And those are readily available parts. It's got a 20-inch wide track. It articulates in the back. It's really quiet. It's probably, the shocks are probably too good for it, so I may end up taking those off and putting just regular shocks on it, because you don't really need that adjustability to groom trails. I mean, trail riding, yeah, those are probably the best shocks money can buy. Those and the Walker Evans. But anyways, I'm gonna need a little bit longer shock when I put longer A-arms on it. So right now it has a 40-inch front end, skag to skag, and I wanna have it about 43. That's where it'll be once I put the the wider A-arms and the RMK skis. And it needs that wider front end when you're pulling a drag and you're pulling it with a fifth wheel hitch. When you take a corner, if anybody's driven an old Scandic before, you take a corner and you're not ready, it flips you. It tosses you right off the sled and flops the sled over. So with this having the wider front end, you won't have that. You won't have that for an issue. So it just makes it a lot more user friendly. So I want to talk about the cooling. So in the past, if people have tried other things that they've tried to groom with and haven't had any luck because they overheat, that was my main concern with something new. And when I say it's a concern, it's something that I can fix myself, but I don't really want to have to fix it. So this thing comes with a radiator with a fan, and it has an extremely large heat exchanger that runs up under the tunnel. So in the past 2 weeks I've been running it, I groomed yesterday, it was 50 degrees, I think it's 50 degrees today. And you can't get this thing to overheat. You can barely get the fan to come on. So I groomed with it for an hour and a half yesterday. The fan comes on at 195 degrees. Yesterday groomed for an hour and a half. It went between 178 and 183. You couldn't get it to go any higher than that. It just kept fluctuating back and forth. So the fan never came on. So another thing is burning of belts, and the clutch is getting hot. So the clutches stay nice and cool in this, and it doesn't attempt to burn the belt. And if I can, I'll just pop the side off real quick. You can see it's a nice little package. The way it's set up in there. Here's the tool to open the driven clutch if you have to change a belt. But here's that little radiator that I want to show you. It's tucked right in there. It gets nice cool air, and it's got a good separation between that and the engine compartment. So it's really efficient. I said it's a great little package. It's a real welcome for me because I was kind of sad that the other one went away, the other brand. But this is more than a better replacement for it. All right, I want to get back to the cooling on it. In the past, and those of you that have groomed before will understand what I'm talking about. I'm going to start this up. Hear how quiet it is. I'll show you how nice the clutching works on it. But this is the important thing. A lot of the sleds in the past, you haven't been able to see what the temperature is. You can see right in big numbers right there the temperature that you're running all the time. You don't have to wait for an idiot light to come on. So it just gives you a lot of confidence when you're grooming. It does have a lot of storage too. There's a little storage box right here behind the speedometer. And then it had a storage box in the back, that's where the battery is. But this is kind of a unique thing right here too. There's a place where you can charge your battery, plug it into a charger at night. But there's also another one that if you wanted to, you could run it back and charge the battery in the drag. The drag itself has a big deep cycle battery, and so far I've been using it, like I said, for 2 weeks. I haven't charged the battery yet. It's not even coming close to getting dead yet. So I don't know how long that's going to take to go dead. It looks like you won't even have to run a line back there for it. Okay, we're going to do some demo rides on this thing right now and kind of show you it in action. Did you see how even with 2 people on it didn't drop? thing that I forgot to mention was the price of this. People want to know what they can get into one of these for. I'm pretty sure this whole package set up to groom, with the drag, with the electric over hydraulic, and there's a lot of stuff you don't have to have. You can go straight electric. They're just a little slow, but they work great. This is just kind of the Cadillac version of this drag. But I think you'll be able to pick up this whole rig complete for about 30,000 bucks, you know, give or take. But I'll know as soon as I finish getting all the rest of the parts on it, and you know, I'll be able to price out the machine, I know. But steel may go up before next season. Everything seems to go up every time you turn around. But Clint and the boys out at Arrowhead do a pretty damn good job of, you know, of keeping their costs down. And another thing is, this is available to be purchased through the ITP grant. It's a federal government grant. Now that grant states that everything has to be made at least 80% in the United States. So Clint's, I said before, is in St. Germain, Wisconsin at Arrowhead Groomers, and they use American steel. So this drag's 100% American made, and this machine right here is made in Roseau, Minnesota by Polaris, and the engine's made in Wisconsin. So this is really the only rig that can be purchased through the RTP grant.